Thanks for watching. I'm Paul Murray. Point of clarification, England is 5 for 63. My apologies. But still, well played, Australia. Now, in a moment's time, we'll get to our winners and losers of the week, where no doubt I will be nominated twice for that award. But plenty of text messages have come through about everything we've been talking about tonight, including Michelle, who sends us one here about the Liberal Party leadership, saying it's pretty simple, just call for a reshuffle of the front bench now and call for a vote as soon as possible. On the Lynn family, tomorrow will be a family for all of the family that was slain in Sydney a few weeks ago. Saying here, how can you tell people how to grieve? There's plenty of people who say that about the media's involvement. There will be a reporter from Channel 7 who will deliver the eulogy, not Channel 9. Is how can you tell people to grieve? It makes sure that there will be a professional face put on it so that we don't have crying victims of which you would complain about on the television. Fair enough. All what you think. 0409 180 140. Now, look, there's not a lot of discussion about this story, but I just wanted to show it to you. Went to air on A Current Affair tonight, and if they don't deal with the big issues, they don't deal with anything.
Snack food and the open road. What a perfect combination for the family. No matter how healthy you eat at home, when you're out here, it's junk all the way. Putting aside diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, there are other problems about your snack food on the highway that you probably never thought of.
$243 for a potato chip? Unbelievable.
$227 fine for opening a Snickers bar. Outrageous.
Mild-mannered motorist Brad Bennett decided it was time to get some nuts. So he pulled into his local service station. Taking no chances, he bought 2 Snickers bars. Plenty of nuts there, but as he unwrapped one, a police car loomed up behind.
So I've got out of the car and he said, "What were you doing talking on your phone?" I said, "I wasn't, mate. I wasn't talking on my phone." And he wasn't going to have that.
Terry Toner was on holidays with her family. Her son, Aluna, was driving when an insect began flying around the cabin.
I just had some chips in the car. I tried to find the least offensive thing that I could and sort of guided the bug onto the chip, wound down the window and threw out the chip and the bug. And to my surprise, there was a police officer who was on our tail and he pulled us over.
And we will have rolling coverage of Chipgate here on Sky News all weekend. We've seen some crap, and seriously, imagine having to put that together, having to research it, having to talk, having to do the interviews.
I'm going to defend them. The biggest story in America in the last week has been a thing called driver distraction. Mobile phone use, and police should be looking. That bloke with the Snickers bar, he could have veered around. You mock, but they've got to stop people being dangerous on the road. And
The flagrant misuse of camera work. I mean, damn it.
The story
They
is
should have been. So much for being starved of resources, damn it. I mean, we would love that. We would love that. Anyway, carry on.
I actually quite like that story because I've been driver distraction is one of my hobby horses.
It is
campaigning for years.
Okay, if you have to
for
choose
more to
one
be done
to be
about
annoyed
that.
about for the rest of your life, is it driver distraction or smoking?
No, driver distraction is more damaging to other people and it creates havoc on the roads.
Well said.
Driver distraction.
No, the worst is smokers with driver distraction and they're lighting their
there
cigarettes.
You go. Well, that's a very good point.
Really bad.
If you are
get
lighting
double.
a cigarette in a manual car, where are your hands?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, look,
That
one
should be an offence.
of my favourite things to do on 180 whenever Carson is here is to ask him the very latest in entertainment news. There is a story today that apparently Tom Cruise has spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to make his daughter Suri Cruise look even more attractive to little boys at school because apparently she's being bullied. Carson, I know that you often go on the record on the Business Channel. I know you're completely across this. What do you think of the idea of tens of thousands of dollars being spent on a kid's makeover to look better at school?
Well, I know what your response is because you hated that story that was out there a few months ago about the little cowboy boots that you can, you know, that they're selling
for your kids,
to get inside a 2-year-old's foot, which was pretty extreme. Look, I think it's tragic that they feel the pressure, but I mean, you look at Posh and Bex's kids, you look at Michael Jackson's kids, there is this huge kind of overcompensating, I think, for what they didn't perhaps have themselves.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of got to go a bit beyond the surface of what is playing out now and understand and feel sorry for the actual parents.
I agree with you completely, and I'm glad. See, you had an opinion about
There
Tom
you go.
Cruise.
All
You can now go off to dinner parties and say you did it.
Okay.
All right, let's go winners and losers of the week. Janine, who are your winners? Who are your losers of the
Oh,
week?
look, I'm just going to go for the loser. As a Zambuca drinker, I was stunned to see the story today about the man in Greece who had his genitals burnt by a woman he was trying to sexually assault, who threw her Zambuca at him and lit it. As a woman who's lost a few eyelashes over the years, I've never seen Zambuca used in defence.
You've learnt.
Carson, winner and loser of the week, mate.
I was going to say, and I don't have it confirmed, but I was going to say at least Malcolm has a reason for having perhaps fallen apart this week, because I understand Lucy was climbing Kilimanjaro with Joe Hockey, and that would explain when Lady Macbeth's away.
I thought you might be alleging
those are
something
that
with Joe
pear-shaped.
Hockey and Lucy
Not
that
at
he fell
all.
apart.
Not at all. No, I'm just saying when he was without his right-hand woman.
Oh, okay.
You know, that
Without
could be
advice.
a very good
That's
reason.
lovely.
Winners and losers, John Stanley?
Well, look, I guess I'll say winners provisionally because Joe Hockey talked to my colleague Steve Price from near the summit of Kilimanjaro.
We did that on here.
Yeah, and said that he was struggling. Pricey reckons if he actually makes it, that'll be an achievement because he's a big man and it's not easy. But my loser of the week, not Malcolm Turnbull, his senior advisor who was on national television Googling concocting when he heard about a concocted email. He'll never ever live that down.
Without doubt, though, it's a shameful thing to admit, but I'd like to nominate myself for Loser of the Week. There was a digital radio launch in Sydney yesterday, and I have another life. It's at Triple M. So from time to time, you just need to do things to get a little bit of attention. So I thought, why not? Whack on a bathrobe, what about a crazy hat, and even have a cigar? So, yeah, I am Loser of the Week when it comes to being Sky News, but at least I was wearing underpants.
Can I just make the point, as a fellow member of the radio business, I was down there. It's far worse having seen it in the flesh than it appears on television. Far
He was
worse.
smoking too.
I'm just pointing
Well,
that out.
imagine my darling co-host Rachel Corbett, g'day, Dale, who has to sit there as I'm sitting there like that massive mess. But simple, you put on a funny hat and they'll always run pictures of you.
Exactly, and they did, unfortunately for you.
It was a what was I thinking moment.
So it was a little bit, but there you go. Forever that'll be in the history books of radio. And incidentally, of course, digital radio, which has been launched, is all around. It is incredible technology. Make sure you go and check it out. You don't have to buy it, just go check it out. You can see John Stanley in FM-like quality.
Well, the argument is that you can. It's like having the announcer in the room with you. So that image you saw.
Yes, which is
before-
that image which is with you. All right, guys,
and the
we're way
bathrobe.
out of time. Carson Scott, Janine Fair,
Blatant
John Stanley.
strike.
Thank you very much. I'm Paul Murray, without a bathrobe, saying have a great week.